right, happy Friday, everybody. It's meteorologist Diana Rodriguez, currently in the KWQC TV6 newsroom, and well, hopefully you guys are enjoying a little bit of this quiet weather that we're having today here across the area. We've had a lot of first alert days, and we have been very active here across the area, and unfortunately, it's going to be yet another weekend where we're going to have another system move through the area, bringing us some snow and very cold temperatures. So I do want to hop on here, just give you a little one by one and what we're going to be seeing here in the next 24 hours. So for today, I mean, I guess it is very calm outside. You can see it's been very gloomy, cloudy conditions, definitely a winter wonderland out there. A little bit of a light breeze, but this is the calm before the storm, because as we get into this weekend, things are definitely going to spice up here just a little bit. So we do have a first alert day that's going to be in effect here tomorrow morning until 7 p.m. on Saturday. And it's not necessarily just going to be for the snow, but also it's going to be pretty cold. Wind chills are going to be below 15 below zero, and we could be having snow accumulations of anywhere from 1 to 4 inches of snow here. A lot can and will change as far as the direction on where this system does travel and arrive here as we get into tomorrow. So that is one thing that we are keeping a very close eye on, but nevertheless do expect it to reduce visibility as we get throughout our day, along with those slick roads. Now this will be a quick moving system that comes to the area, so it's not going to be a lot like what we had yesterday or even the previous weekend. So here's a current look at the satellite right now. We're seeing a lot of that cloud cover move through the area, maybe a few flurries up north in Joe Daviess County, but if I take a look here kind of countrywide, you can see up to the west right now in the Rockies, that system is definitely cooking. So that's what's going to be coming our direction here as we get into, well, tomorrow morning, believe it or not. So not only do we have that first alert day in effect, but we do have some winter advisories right now. So the first one is a winter weather advisory that's going to be in effect from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. tomorrow. And you can see the entire TV6 viewing areas under that if I take an even closer look. But we're also going to be dealing with a cold weather advisory that's then going to be in effect from 6 p.m. until noon on Sunday. So we do have a lot going on here. So definitely quite the weather activity here that we're going to have present across the area through the weekend. So definitely one where you want to, of course, maybe stay indoors. Also, I am keeping a close eye on the chat here. If you guys have any questions on Facebook and maybe want to ask me something, but I do want to break this down one by one with you. All right. Let's take a look at exact track and see what we're going to be seeing here as we get through the rest of our day today and kind of the timing on this system. So let's keep these graphics going. Okay, so exact track here for today. We could be seeing a few flurries, very light, nothing impactful here through this evening, followed by a lot of that cloud cover here overnight. You can see all those clouds. Could be maybe seeing a little bit of some clearing, but a lot of that heavier cloud cover as we get into tomorrow morning around 5 a.m. Around 6-7, that is when that system does seem to come through the area. Now, as of now, the path does seem to be similar to what we had yesterday come through the area with that heavier band of snow down to the south and west of the Quad Cities area. So as of now, for it to be a little bit more widespread, I wouldn't be surprised if those northern counties maybe do luck out as far as Galena, maybe see a few flurries, but as far as snow accumulations, I think we're talking maybe some trace amounts, while areas south and west of the Quad Cities could be seeing anywhere from 2 to 4 inches. Now, this is going to be a very fast moving system, so I do think the biggest impact could be around the noon to 2 p.m. and then it'll quickly start to clear up as we get into 3 and 4 p.m. So around dinner time, we should all be left with cloudy skies, and the system should already have exited the TV6 viewing area, then leaving us behind with, well, a lot of clearing from those skies, and clear conditions here overnight around 7 p.m. Now, yeah, it's going to be a clear night. We'll be able to see the skies, but we are going to be dealing with very, very cold, dangerous wind chills here across the area. So before we get into how cold it's going to be, I do want to talk a little bit more about, well, snow totals. And again, when it comes to these kinds of clippers, fast moving systems, and not as big, this could definitely change as far as how total snow accumulations. If this system does shift, whether that's a couple miles north or south, it definitely could make or break on how much we get. Now, I did mention areas up to the north. You guys could be getting trace amounts of snow, especially in Joe Daviess County, as the system does seem to be more south and west of the Quad Cities. Areas down to the south could be getting anywhere from 2 to 4 inches. Here in the Metro Quad Cities, maybe you could get getting up to 2 inches. Wouldn't rule out the possibility of maybe getting 3, But because we are going to be very dry, I wouldn't be surprised if some of us do end up ruling out maybe getting closer to 4, if not 5 inches, due to this being some of that fluffy snow that could quickly accumulate here, and well, giving us those slick roads and reducing that visibility. Now I keep talking about, it's going to be cold after that. Here's a look at the temperatures, the high temperatures for Saturday and Sunday. A high of 10 degrees for Saturday and Sunday 5 degrees. So in the single digits, definitely going to be a cold one. I was looking at our members here from the National Weather Service, and we work with them a lot here, and they did say that this is the earliest that they've ever issued a cold weather advisory here. It's been 16 years. So winter has been in full swing, and unfortunately we're still in fall, believe it or not. Winter officially, I think the first day of winter is either 21st, 22nd here of December, but it definitely feels like it's winter here, without a doubt, as soon as you step outside. All right, so let's talk about how cold it's expected to feel here. We already looked at those temperatures, a high of 10 degrees on Saturday, single digits on Sunday. As we get into tomorrow morning, not only will we be dealing with some snow, but those feels like 13 below in Moline, 15 below in Davenport, up north in Galena, down to 20 below. And throughout the day, we really don't seem to be getting much relief from that. I mean, as we get into our Sunday, when we are in full swing of that cold weather advisory around midnight, you can see those temperatures definitely drop. Around 5 a.m. here, so you feel like it's 26 below in Davenport, 25 below in Moline, negative 26 in Galesburg, negative 22 in Princeton, and even around the afternoon hours, we're going to continue here way below zero with those wind chills. And I wouldn't be surprised if, well, this advisory and even that first alert day gets extended into Monday morning due to how cold it's going to be. So if you do have plans to head out on Sunday, definitely want to layer up. Remember to keep an eye on your neighbors. Don't take those pets outdoors. Definitely want to limit your time out there, as this is some very dangerous wind chills that we're going to be expected. A lot colder. We have had these kinds of temperatures here, but not as cold as to what we're expected to get here this weekend. We will be catching a lot of relief here from this weather as we get into next week, believe it or not just with the winter activity, but also with those very cold temperatures. It does seem like we are going to be near to even above average here, and even as we get closer to Christmas time. Now, for those of you who are wondering if we're going to have a winter Christmas, still a lot to be determined, but things right now on my radar, they're not trending to be pretty white here across the area. So a lot can and will change until then, but for those of you who are not definitely excited about cold temperatures and some snow next week, we have some pretty good things coming up. So there's a look at that 7-day. We have a lot of activity going on, but we'll most certainly catch some relief as we get into next week with some sunshine and rolls of some clouds and temperatures in the mid-20s for Monday, mid to upper 30s on Tuesday, and back into those 40s, mid-40s as we get into the middle and end of next week. So we have a little bit in the forecast. I'm sure a lot of us will be happy with some snow this weekend, and those of you who love the cold, but for those of us who do not, next week will be our time to thrive and shine. So we have quite a bit going on right now, so let's see. I'm going to see what kind of questions you guys have here on Facebook, and let's see. All right, what is going on? What's the route the snow is going to take? Valerie is asking. All right, Valerie, let me go back and kind of show you it with all the models and what we've been all kind of talking about here. As far as the meteorologists, we're kind of seeing a similar trend as to what we had yesterday. It seems like areas south of the Quad Cities and west will be getting more of that impactful snow. It does seem like it's going to be shifting that way as we get into tomorrow. So it's definitely going to take that path. Now, as far as if it's going to shift a little bit north or a little bit more south, I think right now we're keeping more an eye on, okay, the accumulations. It does seem like those northern counties will probably luck out and not really get much tomorrow here across the area. Let's see what else. Kiwani, yes, I think you guys are under a winter weather advisory, so in that area you will be getting some snow tomorrow. As far as snow totals, that could be ranging anywhere from the around 2 inches. A lot can and will change, so it's very hard right now to pinpoint who will be getting what with this system still being off the west and the potential track exactly what we could get. Again, if the system does shift a little bit north or even south, it could definitely make or break. But given the conditions that we'll be in, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe some of us do end up getting a little bit of those higher accumulations. So this will be that light fluffy snow that will quickly accumulate here across the area. All right, hopefully that answered your guys' questions. All right, well, if you guys don't have any more questions, I'll go ahead and get ready to end the stream here. And of course, we'll continue to monitor this, myself and the rest of the weather team here throughout the rest of this evening and even this weekend. As always, make sure you download that KWQC First Alert Weather app as we continue to update that here with the latest.